Received the boards for the spectrum analyzer this afternoon from at work, and they've turned up and they're great. You know, they're in really nice condition. Got a complete set of boards from the very nice chap in the States who's decided he's going to just donate them to me. All I had to do was pay the postage. Couldn't ask for more. Got a complete set of boards for the video section of the spectrum analyzer. And it's crunch time now, really. I think I know which board's causing the problem. According to the signature analyzer, it looks like it's board 6's ROMs are corrupt. So what this test is going to involve doing is basically I'm going to swap out the A6 board, which is this board here. And we don't know it's that, but we're pretty sure it's the A6 board. I'm going to enable the test program, which is shorting pins 3 and 6 out on the other card, refiring it up with the CRT enabled, and hopefully, in theory, what I should do is get a test pattern with a graticule and a vertical line, a diagonal line with 3 lines down it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try that. It's funny actually, I feel like you know when you take an old car to an MOT station and you're sitting there and they're banging away underneath the car and you're thinking, what they found, what are they hammering on, what are they looking at, why are they spending so much time looking at that section? And it's that sort of almost dread that they're going to fail the car and they're going to say it needs, you know, £1,000 of work of welding doing on it when the car's only worth sort of 500 quid. Actually a bit like my car is now. I've had my car for 7 or 8 years and it's been brilliant, that car, but it's getting to the point now where it's starting to need a few bits and pieces of welding doing, and I'm a bit concerned about this. You know, I'm going to replace these boards, it's not going to fix it, and where the hell do you go from there? Because I can't track spares down for it. It's just the decency of this chap to offer me some spares for the video section. You know, I could power this up and then the lower part of the section will fail. But let's not go there, let's just assume that this is going to work. This is the new ROM board, and this new ROM board is, well, this is the control board. It's a later build, only slightly. I'm just looking at it now. A3, A6, they're both A3, A6, but it's slightly differently laid out. Now, I'm just hoping that it all looks exactly the same apart from that. The power supply section's moved about a bit. I'm just checking the board numbers. The board numbers are different, actually. 6014. I wonder if they're compatible. I assume they are. I'm sure they're just an updated board. I'm just checking to see if there's anything obviously different. The supply lines come in the same. It all looks pretty similar. So I think we'll just have to bite the bullet and try it. Plug it in, see what happens. This board is out of a 1980. Well, it's got 80. Well, let's see, I thought I saw 83 on there. Yeah, it looks like 1983 or 1984 chips on it. Where these are 79. So let's plug it in. It'll either work or it won't. It shouldn't, in theory, do any damage to the thing, as long as the supply is in the correct place. So that's the board in. Now I'm going to jump out these two jumpers, which is test point 5 and test point 6. 3 and 6, sorry. Which is these two. Let's get my light just to make sure they haven't moved the jumpers. There's 3 and 6 there. Just jump across those two. Alright, so all I need to do now is override the power supply. And in theory, if this is going to work, we should get a display. So, fingers crossed. Grip to stay on. HT's come up, heard that. No display. The reset button. Nothing. No display. That's not good. Why have we got no display? Oh, great. So that's not what I was expecting, so let's power it down again. Pull the power out of it easy. Just checking, make sure everything else is plugged in okay. Lift this other A6 board out again and put the old one back in. Now, I suppose as a last resort I could always change the ROMs, but I don't really want to do that. I'm going to put the other board back in. Enable the test pattern again. Repower it up. Yeah, you see, wrong. That's typical, isn't it? It looks like it's the wrong board, and you see here the corrupted display. The new board doesn't display anything at all. So it's a later built stage of build on the board by the looks of it, which is buggered things up rather considerably. Let's just take this board out again. And obviously this board is a different layout. And it's quite considerably different actually. I mean, I'm sure the pinouts are probably exactly the same, but it certainly doesn't work in this unit. I don't know what they've done to change anything. I'm just looking at the number of the chips on here. Can't see if there's any of these ROMs are interchangeable or not. I'd think they're not, to be honest with you. I mean, my ROMs here are 1816 1008. This is a 85662 80018. Yeah, different number ROM. So that's not worked. What a shame. What a waste of everyone's time. But I was hoping that was going to fix it, and it clearly hasn't. I'm going to have to try and track down correct ROMs. It'd be interesting to see if any of the other boards are the same actually. Might find that some of the other boards are interchangeable, so let's just have a quick look at that. But that was the board I'm suspicious of. I could be lucky and find it isn't actually that board, it's another board. So we'll go for let's pull this board out here. This is the one with the memories and things on it. Numbers are different again. It's a totally different layout, isn't it? It's not even vaguely the same. I'm not even convinced that that's the same board. I mean, this one's got a regulator on it, this one hasn't got anything. So that I'd be a bit suspicious about plugging that in. A3A4, this is an A3A4. So that board's not going to work. The gloom of disappointment. I thought I was going to get this working maybe tonight, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Let's try this board. Anything the same on that board? Well, that one looks vaguely the same. Check the board number. That's a 26, this is 28. And that's different as well, though it does look physically more or less the same, to be honest with you. But you know, is it or isn't it? It's very hard to tell. It looks like that board, you could probably plug that board straight in without causing any problems. I'm just looking through just to see if I can see anything obviously different. I think it's probably just a later build-up design. All the cutouts on the edge board look the same. All the connections look the same. Component layout's the same. Test points are all in the same position. I don't think this will do anything. I think we could probably plug it in and try it, but I don't think this will do anything. We could try that board, I suppose. But I really don't think it is this board. I think the board that was the problem was the one I just showed you. Let's plug this back in. That's a totally... Oh, doing all sorts of weird things, that one. Okay, so that board's not working either. So I think what we basically boiled down to is it's not interchangeable parts on this unit. So the only thing I can do is keep an eye out for another A3, A6 board. We could try this 5 board, we haven't checked that. This is the one that's got all the memory on it. I think it's the memory board. This was another one that was possibly the problem. That's the A3, A7 board. He said that was a bit flaky, that board. This is the A3, A7 board here. Let's try this board. So this is board 5. It's board 9. Here's board 5. This one has had a repair on it. Work out how to get into it. This one's clearly been repaired at some point. Different layout again. Let's just try it, see what it does. Similar sort of strange things, but not what it's supposed to do. So I'm pretty convinced it's the board that we thought originally, the A3, A6 board. So I'm looking for another A3, A6 board. I'll give you the number if anyone's got anything like that. That would be, or anyone knows where I could possibly get one that isn't ridiculous price. The board number is 85662 60022, and it says A3, A6 A/172245. Anyway, thanks for watching, and more to come. Right, this is the last board I can try. I was a bit concerned that the A3, A4 board had this, my previous board had a regulator on it, but it turns out to be that the newer builder board doesn't need the 12-volt supply for the chips. It's got a slightly updated chipset. So therefore that regulator's not on there, and the supply that comes up to the regulator on the old board, this track is cut, so there's no supply going through, so there's no risk of damaging anything on the board, and hopefully nothing on the regulator, on the spectrum analyzer itself. So we're going to power it up, and hopefully this will give us a display that we need. Let's try it, see what happens. And we got the display back. Excellent at last. So it was the memory card after all that. Graticule's back, and obviously there's a bit of an alignment issue where I've been twiddling pots and things, but it's fixed by the looks of it, so that's brilliant. So isn't it amazing, all the boards you go through, it's the last board you try, and all the characters are displaying correctly now. There was a sort of repetition of when it went to WXYZ, it just went through XYZ again a couple of times. But the display's up and running, the graticule's good, it just needs a little bit of tweaking to get it all aligned, but it's brilliant. So that part's resolved. All I've got to do is put it all back together, screw it back, reconnect it up to the IF section of the or the lower section, and just check for calibration to make sure that's okay. But brilliant. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably do another part of this video when it's all up and running, just to prove it all works. Right, it's working. I did have an initial scare when I plugged the thing back into the control unit at the bottom. I lost the graticle as soon as I got the sweep up. Removing one of the sweep line from the A3A8 board, I think it is, I could get the graticle back and the notation back, but as soon as I reconnected that up to get my sweep, the display went. So what I've done is I've put all the boards in from that batch of unit, and it seems to be fine, apart from a slight sort of twerking on the right hand side of the graticle, which is only slightly annoying, but there's nothing seems to be wrong. There is also that the display is slightly too high and needs recentering, or slightly too low and needs recentering. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to lower the camera so you can see a bit easier. I'm going to try and adjust the position of all the lines and the graticules and all that sort of thing to try and get it into a bit better position for viewing, because it's not central on the CRT, if you can see. So let's try and set that. So I'm going to try and raise the screen up. There's adjustments are on the A3A, what was it, A3A3 board. These are various position adjustments to adjust certain things. Let's just have a twerk with this about, see what this does. That looks like the height. Let's brought that back up into line better. It's pretty not ideal on this display of how it shows, but okay, this is a notation position. You can see, just trying to get this central to the screen to make it look as sort of nice as I can. It looks quite good there. You can see there's a slight, well, you probably can't tell because the camera's a bit crooked, but there's a slight rotation on the display as well, but that probably just needs a screen degaussing. There's a notation position there. So let's bring that to about, that's nicely positioned there. I'm just working along the pots, twiddling them just to see what it does. Okay, we've just done that one, haven't we? Okay, let's leave that. Next one. Okay, this does some strange things at the top of the graticle, you see, so it's obviously correct position is about there. And the same thing there, if you notice what it does to the shape of the graticle. This looks good. This is X gain XLL, whatever that means. Ooh, that's weird. That's similar to the previous one, actually. The line's nice. Yeah. Another one down here, which is, oh, I don't know, what does that say? YLL. I'm probably supposed to set this all up with a pattern generator or something. Ooh. Maybe that's the thing that makes my just something to the graticules. That's interesting. See the jittering there? That's what I had just now. See the right hand jittering how I had it? Just turn it a little bit further and it clears that up. So that's good. It looks like that's all that was. Don't go too far. That's lovely. That's fixed that. Excellent. Lost control by the looks of it. Oh yeah, this is sort of like symmetry to the, so sort of like keeping the graticule square. Just distorts the image slightly. I'm just doing this by eye, of course. I reckon it's about there. So that's brilliant. You know, it's working fine now. I'm very pleased that the screen's nice and bright. Very pleased, actually. Very indebted to the chap who sent me all these parts for absolutely nothing. It's been a great help. I don't know if he was watching any of my videos, probably not, because he probably finds it very boring. He's done this for most of his life, I think, fixing stuff like this. But yeah, we're up and running. All I've got to do now is find a one of the guards I've lost in the workshop somewhere, get the top back on, and good job done, I think. Thanks for watching.